Hi everyone, I just want to show you the way to remove the flange out of the diaphragm slider. I use a bench grinder and extremely slowly, okay, I make contact with the grinder and get to the point where I remove the flange out of the slider. Alright, just be very careful, use safety glasses, you can remove it, avoid damaging the washer. Okay, I'm going to move you out of here now and let me show you just for a second what I got. Okay, let me put this in place. Very good. Okay, set up Carb Vmax 1200. You can use the technique, I guess, to different carbs, different motorcycles. There is somebody on YouTube that uses a technique where he taps the bottom of the slider through a PVC pipe or anything similar, trying to remove the washer out of the sleeve. It didn't work for me. As you can see, it broke off. So I don't suggest it. I think that there's plenty of glue or epoxy that was applied around, and it makes it extremely hard to take off. It wasn't that easy. So I'm not going to take the chance anymore. And that's what I did. I grind the edge, and that allowed me to remove the washer out of the slider. Now, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna show you, is that we can save plenty of money by doing something like this. One particular item that I've used is the Permatex Ultra Black silicone gasket maker. I think works fine. Holds gas, oil, and high temps. So apply it on a surface, and with a nail or anything similar, it's up to you what you want to do. Apply around the edges. Make sure it doesn't go over the slide. You don't want the slide to get stuck once it's installed. So as you can see, I'm applying it. I don't use a lot, just enough, making sure that goes in every single side of the slider. Okay, stick around with me, please. This is a 5-10 minutes procedure. By the way, make sure that all the surfaces are clean. I used alcohol to clean the surface. And also I marked the inside of the slider to match the little bump in there. Now, the lower or the bottom washer, make sure that the groove is facing up. Remove any excess of the gasket maker. You don't want it to go over the slider. And let me clean my hands. The washer facing up. When in place, twist it a little bit to make sure that the gasket maker is nice and even. Now I'm using a 2x4 as a base to hold the slider in place so it doesn't move around. get more of the gasket maker, apply it some in the groove, but mostly around the slider shaft. And this is to avoid any vacuum leaks and also to keep the washers in place. And just making sure that the slider edge is covered with gasket maker and also the groove. Okay, that should be more than enough. Now the new diaphragm, it was purchased this company over here, Series Consolidated, extremely cheap, around $20 each one, compared to the $80 to $100 from the dealer. Look for my mark, the little lip, don't get it confused, the little lip on the diaphragm has to be inside the groove of the washer. So align not only the groove but also the mark. That's pretty much in place. You can always take it off, make any small modification that you might need to, hold it, put it back in place. And finally, the part that was facing down, the washer that's facing down, you use the same face on the diaphragm. Go around here, go on the inside. Going in some more of the gasket maker. Okay, just keep in mind that you don't have to really apply too much of it. Just enough. What I like about it is that sometime in the future you need to redo this again. You can take it apart. I do the inside also. I think that's plenty. Right on top, apply the pressure, make sure that fits correctly, clean what is left. The reason that I'm cleaning the tap now is because I'm going to apply some weight on it, and I don't want I'm going to do it with a gallon of paint. I don't want the gallon of paint to stick to it, so I'm going to clean whatever is left. Make sure that's clean inside too. And there it is. Now I'm going to get a gallon of paint. This is more than enough weight. Place it right in the middle. Keep it balanced. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Keep it like that at least for 10-12 hours. And here is the final result. Nice, tight, new rubber, put in place, and it works just beautifully. It's nice and strong. That should work out and do the job. save some money. Thank you guys, bye-bye.